Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shivkumar. So, in this particular video, I will be talking about the important concept of a rigid body, that is, the expression for kinetic energy of a rigid body. Important learning objectives of this session are to understand the concepts of kinetic energy of a rotating rigid body and to derive an expression for kinetic energy of a rigid body. As we all know, a rigid body can rotate about an axis and also it can undergo translational motion along a particular direction. Whenever we are talking about the kinetic energy of a rigid body, it is actually the sum of the rotational kinetic energy and the translational kinetic energy. So therefore, first let us try to derive the kinetic energy of a rotation of a rigid body. For that, consider a rigid body of mass m rotating with a uniform angular velocity omega about an axis AB passing through O of the rigid body. So now you can imagine that rigid body to be made up of large number of particles with masses m1, m2, m3, etc. at distances r1, r2, r3, etc. like that. So now as the body rotates, all the particles move with same angular velocity, but their linear velocities are different. So why they are different? Because the particles are at different distances from the axis. So therefore, the particles which are away from the axis will move a circular path of longer radius, therefore the circumference more, whereas the particles which are nearer follow a circular path of lesser radius. So therefore they'll be rotating or they'll be moving with different linear speeds. So now if we consider one particle of mass m1, then its kinetic energy is given by E1 is equal to half into m1 into v1 square. Now we know that v is equal to r omega, therefore in this case the linear velocity v1 is equal to r1 into omega. So therefore the kinetic energy will be half into m1 r1 square into omega square. Similarly, the kinetic energy of another particle of mass m2 is given by E2 is equal to half m2 into v2 square, and substituting for v2 we get half m2 into r2 square into omega square. Similarly, you can calculate the kinetic energy of each and every particle of the rigid body. So now the total kinetic energy of the rigid body is nothing but the sum of the kinetic energies of various particles of the body. Hence, the total kinetic energy E is equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3 etc. So now substituting for E1, E2, E3 etc. we get the kinetic energy E as half into m1 into v1 square plus half into m2 into v2 square plus half into m3 into v3 square plus etc. etc. Now substituting for v1, v2, v3 etc. we get the kinetic energy E as half into m1 into r1 square into omega square plus half into m2 into r2 square omega square plus half into m3 into r3 square omega square etc. So now in all these terms we have half and omega square as common. If we take that as common, we get E is equal to half omega square into m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus etc. etc. So now the term inside the bracket can be written as summation mr square, and we know that from our previous video summation mr square is equal to I, the moment of inertia of the rigid body about the given axis of rotation. Hence the kinetic energy of rotation is E is equal to half I omega square. In addition to the rotation, if the body moves along a certain path with a linear velocity equal to v, then the body simultaneously performs both translational and rotational motion. So therefore, the total kinetic energy of the body is the sum of the translational kinetic energy and rotational kinetic energy. So therefore, the total kinetic energy Et is equal to half into I omega square, the rotational kinetic energy, plus half into mv square, the translational kinetic energy. Now, I can be written as in terms of radius of gyration mk square. So therefore, Et is equal to half mk square omega square plus half m into v square. So now in these two terms we have half and m as common. So therefore we get k square into omega square can be written as v square by r square plus v square. Again we have v square as common. Therefore, Et is equal to half mv square into k square by r square plus 1. So this expression gives us the total kinetic energy of the rigid body, which includes both rotational kinetic energy as well as the translational kinetic energy. Okay, if this is understood, then we'll look at few multiple choice questions. The first one, the kinetic energy of pure rotation of a rigid body is given by half I omega square, half mv square into k square by r square plus 1, half mk square, and none of the above. So now the question is very simple. Energy of pure rotation, there is no translational motion, therefore the kinetic energy will be half I omega square. The correct answer is option A, half I omega square. The second question, if the angular velocity of rotation of a rigid body is doubled, then the kinetic energy of rotation, the options are remain same, doubled, halved, quadrupled. So now the kinetic energy of rotation is given by half I omega square, where omega is raised to the power 2. Now, if the kinetic energy rotation or angular velocity of rotation is doubled, then you are doubling omega. So therefore, it is raised to the power 2. Therefore, the total kinetic energy will be quadrupled or increased to 4 times. The third question, the factors affecting kinetic energy of rotation are options: mass of the body, angular velocity of rotation, axis of rotation, and all the above. So now we all know that kinetic energy is given by half I omega square. I is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia depends on mass and axis of rotation, and we have omega angular velocity. That means kinetic energy depends on all the three factors. Therefore, the correct answer is all the above, D, option D. Fourth question, the kinetic energy of a body of mass 1 kg rotating about an axis passing through it with an angular velocity 2 radian per second. The kinetic energy of rotation is half I omega square, where I can be written as half into mk square into omega square. M is 1 kg and omega is 2. Therefore, if you substitute that, you will get 4 k square by 2, that is equal to 2k square. The correct option is C, 2k square. The fifth question, if the direction of rotation of a rigid body about an axis through it is reverse, then the kinetic energy of rotation, the options are remain same, becomes doubled, becomes 0, and none of the above. Since we are not changing any of the factors like the mass or axis of rotation or omega, we are simply reversing it. The direction of rotation is reversed, therefore the kinetic energy will not change. The reversing the direction of rotation will not alter the kinetic energy, therefore the correct answer is A, remains same. I hope you have understood whatever the concepts you have discussed. Thank you, and here are some of the reference book you can look into to understand these concepts in a better way. Thank you.